Okay, let me just double check something because I had a little bit of trouble with the presentation. Let's see if the video is working and then we will start. Thank you for joining this video. As you can tell, I have quite a lot of knowledge to share with you. I will share many theories. I will share many details, many anomalies of many sites that I visited when I was close to Cusco. So maybe this video is not working, but I'm pretty sure the other ones are working. Oh, it is. All right, let's start like this, like this. Oh, let's go at the beginning. Oh. All right, welcome to this beautiful video. Hopefully this time it works because this is the third time that I'm trying to record this video. I had many issues with the connection with Google Drive and the Wi-Fi connection here. I'm still in Peru right now, but I have a flight to France in 3 days to go and present my 21-day geopolymer. But that's another presentation. Now let's focus on this one. The more clues we find, the closer we get to the real knowledge of the ancients. Every human being makes some mistakes. The ancients were no different, and many mistakes were left behind. We learn more by imperfection than by perfection. And this is the whole point of this presentation, is looking at the imperfection, looking at the little details that most people, when they are visiting the sites, they don't pay attention to, or they don't see. So my background is in Canada. I'm an architect. On paper, I'm an architect. But all my life, I started many companies. And I had a construction company. I did a lot of renovation. I had a landscaping company. I worked a lot with concrete. And now I'm just passionate by ancient knowledge. What are we going to look at? We're going to look at the knobs of the ancient masonry. We're going to look at the back of the masonry, the shapes, the detail of that masonry. The snake design that we can find on many walls and sculpture around Cusco. The natural stone cutting technique, because yes, they did carve in natural stone. And in my theory, they also used geopolymer chemistry to make the masonry. So when you see many stones assembled together with perfect joints and the 3D bubble effect, this is geopolymer in my reality. And then there's also cutting or shaping in natural stone. So we will talk about this and I will share my theory. The clues, the mistakes, and the defects in all temples, especially the anomalies. Let's start. Let's start with the knobs that are seen around the world in Japan, in India, in Africa, in Peru, in Greece, and many other places in this world where we find temples, we find those knobs. Different shapes. Here in Africa and Egypt, we see they are kind of round, but that's not the case on the whole pyramid. There's different shape on the pyramid. Here in Peru, there's many, many different shapes. But why did the ancient civilization use those knobs? Why, what is the function of those knobs? Again, here in Egypt, we have a size scale. You see the little girl sitting on a rock, and next to her on her left or on her right, you see the two round knobs at the bottom, and then over you see other knobs. In India, you see other knobs. Again, so why some are huge and some are small? This is a theory that was sent to me at the beginning of my research by a guy who's working in the pouring industry, in the metallurgy industry, where they are using insert gates, as they call them. So the dot line, the pointed line, this is the mold. And then the pouring basin, this is where they pour the liquid metal. It will go down and then in the runner, and eventually it will go into the insert gates that goes inside the mold and then make the shape. So I was sent this theory at the beginning. It resonated with me at the beginning, but for now, after visiting many, many, many sites, it doesn't anymore. And I will explain later why. But you can tell it was something similar. But still, when you look on the left image, this is a site called Machu Picchu. And over there, you see some huge knobs, but only on a few stones, only on 3 stones. So why? Why is that? Why some are long, some are square, rectangle, and some are round? Look on the left image. Now we are at Ollantaytambo. Look at the Temple of the Sun. Temple of the Sun are the huge stones at the far left of the left image. Look at the top. You see a gigantic knobs, rectangle shape. Why? On the same image, go at the right a little bit, and then you see 3 knobs, almost perfectly squared. Then we go to the right image. We see a long 3D line coming out of the stone, perfectly shaped stone. Then we see on the right 2 dots or 2 knobs, rectangle shape, very weird rectangle shape. Now we are at the site of Sacsayhuaman, where this theory that I have actually explain why we find some knobs that are concave. Most people, when talking about the knobs, they talk about the knobs that are convex, the 3D knobs, the knobs that are coming out of the stones. But why nobody talks about those knobs that we find in very large quantity at the site of Sacsayhuaman and other sites also? So you can tell they are concave, they are going in the stones. Again, the image on the right, this is at Sacsayhuaman. We see knobs that are going in the stones, and in the background we see one with 4 knobs even. Then the middle image is from the site of Ollantaytambo. At the site of Ollantaytambo, there's around 6 to 7 different types of masonry, maybe even more. So it's a very interesting site to analyze and to study because tons of clues can be found. And then the far left image, this is a wall in the city of Cusco. This place I walked probably 20 times and I stayed there for many hours every time because I was just sitting, analyzing, meditating, trying to connect some dots because this wall is perfect for someone who is curious because it's all open. So you can see the gap, you can see the joints that usually you don't see in a complete masonry. Are these supposed to have the same function as the convex knobs? Again, nobody talks about those knobs that are going in the stones. Why is that? So look, this is again at the site of Sacsayhuaman. You have many examples of knobs that are going in the stone. Now we're back at the site of Ollantaytambo. Look at the gap between the huge, huge stones. Every small stones that are filling the gap, in my theory, they are a geopolymer, but look, they all have a small knobs. And why is that? That's a good question. I still ask that question in my mind because my theory doesn't explain this particular site. I don't know why they had the small knobs on such a small stone. Why would you need them? So my theory about the knobs for the concave and convex knobs. Just like we do in landscaping and construction when we build a huge retaining wall or when we build a structural wall for a modern home. We use 45-degree wood posts to stabilize it during the construction, just to have some strength and to have stabilization during the construction. As soon as it's completely built, we remove it. I think that the concave and convex knobs were actually anchor hole if they are concave, or anchor 3D if they are convex, in order to insert, place a wood post to stabilize, hold a part of the wall during its full completion. I think I made a mistake here. It would also explain why most knobs are found on stones at higher altitude and why not all of them have some. So again, I repeat, my theory is the convex and concave knobs are actually anchors to put a wood stick during the construction. That was the function of the knobs. I think that was the function of the knobs. So this is the video for the part one of the anomalies at the temples in Peru. I will make a part two and I will also make a part three. So make sure to watch all of them because I will share more theory. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.